G'day, it's Matt here, and I have just got the toy that I have been waiting for such a long time. We picked up the DJI Mini Pro 4, and back in the day when I was looking at this, it wasn't even a 4 that was around. It was like ages ago. So not long after the order was placed for this little unit, we're looking at how do we actually get sound on the drone when we're doing recordings. Like if we need to capture sound, how do we do it? And I figured I could probably sync the telephone up with a microphone and I could record that and then try and line up the time frames and all that sorts of things. And then I did a bit of research, smart move, and found the microphone. So the DJI Mic. So I figured pick that up. So that order was placed about 2 hours after the order for the drone. I'm going to quickly go through an unboxing here with you and show you what we got in this little unit and in this one here, and we'll see how this rolls. Okay, so here we are. We've got both units and a reliable sharp knife to get into it. Very responsible. I'm just gonna no, I'm gonna be very careful. So let's have a look at the DJI Mini Pro first. This came shipped in a pretty decent sized box, and it was well and truly packed up and protected, which is pretty cool. No dings on the corners or anything like that, which is always an encouraging thing to see. Oh, listen to that sound. Anyone who's into ASMR, ready? You can loop that one if you want. I'm just full of you. Okay, so yeah, they've got a nice little tamper-proof seal on the top here, just there, with a little tab. So let's tamper with it. Go on that one. Let's have a look at what we've got on the side. Okay, so we've got the app QR code there and the user manual. A couple of interesting bits and pieces tucked in here quite nicely. Strap in the bag all together. Look at that. Nothing left in the box, just one clean, everything out in one go. Want some more? No? Okay. So I'll take this off first. So that looks pretty solid. I've got a slightly different approach that I'm going to be using. I'll definitely carry this around when I'm just using the drone, but because we're doing a lot of travel, I've got a backpack that we bought specifically for being able to travel with this. Little care instructions on the side here in every language under the sun, which is good. Nothing there that's really consequential, so we'll get rid of that. Done. That can go in the recycling. Okay, so we have a couple of zips along here, one along the back by the look of it. Pretty well covered, so if it rains, that's going to be protected. And one along the top here as well. And you can see there the way this sort of seals up. That looks pretty cool too. All right. So we'll open this one at the top here and see what we've got first. Okay. Pretty well packaged, and a little notification saying there are accessories inside. That's handy. Let's have a look. What have we got? Accessories! A little pack of propellers. That's good. Gonna need them. Another pack of propellers. And another pack of propellers. And a little instruction booklet. Probably should read this. So just a reminder to be able to get the app sorted out. I'll deal with that later. Accessories guide, which is cool. So the charging dock for the batteries. Drone information notices, something about the camera. I'll look at that, we'll go over that later. Then we've got Japanese flight safety rules. Well, if we go to Japan, I should probably know about that. Safety guidelines. Yep. Had a look on the CASA website, and there's a couple of interesting quizzes too, which are worth following. And a quick start guide. For those of you who don't want to take your time with the instructions, this is how you get it done fast. Okay, inside our little pouch, we have got a USB cord, so that'll be helpful for charging, I'm guessing. And another one, USB-C to USB something. Yay, silica gel. This is yummy stuff. Kids, if you get it, eat it. Do not eat the silica. More silica gel. There you go, second. Got a little screwdriver there for midgets. Little people screwdriver. Don't be racist. And in here, in this little plastic pouch, we have got the control. I love how they've sent this in a box all ready to be protected from the weather, like the box is going to get submerged. But that's pretty cool. Let's have a look. Geez, this stuff, honestly, you're not going to be able to reuse this. If your plan was to keep this plastic bag and put your controller back in it, not likely. You have to be really careful. Okay, that's pretty. And here we have the controller with no sticks attached yet. Now, I've already seen a couple of videos where people have spoken about these sticks, saying that they can fall off really, really easily. So be careful when you go to put them on. Some little turny things there by the look of it. There you go. That turns and that turns. Awesome. Not sure what that does yet, but we'll find out. A couple of buttons on the back here. Record, photograph, and this is for when you play Donkey Kong. So that's jump, that's punch. Good to know. Ah, there you go. There's our little twiddly stick handle thingies that go on the front. So they hide back there quite nicely. A couple of buttons here by the look of that. C1, C2. Don't know what they'll do. We'll figure it out. That's all right. So that's pretty cool. And there is also here the port to be able to plug in the microphone and the SD card, the USB as well for charging, I'm guessing. There have been recommendations to get a good quality lanyard for this as well. So if you're going to be walking and using these, definitely grab a lanyard that's sturdy to be able to handle the weight of that. That's probably, I'm going to guess, we've got scales over there we can borrow for a second. Well, let's see. Thank you, handy assistant Luke. Okay, so the remote controller. Now this is going to be important because we're packing all this stuff to go and check luggage as far as flights goes, and knowing how much we're going to be dealing with. So we've got about 417 grams there just for the controller. Our midget screwdriver bumps it up to 420. Our two little USB cords up to 450. Stay. Our propeller blades, including a spare, 468 grams so far. So yeah, it's pretty fair. All right, let's have a look at what else we got. Charging dock with 2 batteries in it. So we went for the upgrade to get the fly more side of things sorted out. So we've got an additional couple of batteries here. So a couple of buttons on the side, press them in, batteries comes out of cartridge. The thing I really like about this compared to the GoPro units when they first got released was you could only charge the batteries one at a time. They didn't have a dock that allowed you to be able to charge things, like 3 or 4 in one hit. So I don't know if they do these days. I haven't bothered looking at GoPro again for a long time. That's back in the GoPro 2 days. So yeah, the weight of this, so we're up to 460 grams with all of that stuff. 250, so that takes us up to 460, 250, 810, 910 grams. So nearly a kilo already. In fact, if I'm going to be carrying the bag with us as well, if that's coming too, just the bag alone, so I've taken the drone out of it, is 326 grams. So there, 326, look at that. Flash. Technology is great, isn't it? All right, we have a drone that is well and truly wrapped up, and this thing 249 grams apparently. In the packet, it shouldn't be much more than 250. 305. So if this is 249 and that's 304, 305, this bag should weigh 50 grams. Find that hard to believe. So the bag weighs 5 grams. So we've got another 45 grams to try and figure out what's going on here, because these can't be heavier than 249 grams apparently, to avoid, you know, needing licenses and all that sort of stuff. Great thing is we've got propellers already fitted here. And I'm guessing because this little strap's going to come off, you know, that's there to protect everything, that will reduce the actual flying weight. But the thing I've got to keep in mind too is how much it's going to weigh as a total unit. So I haven't read the instructions yet, so I'm not going to pull this apart right now. But looking at it, there's what looks to be a bit of a clippy thing here that should come off. So I'll have a read of the instructions and just make sure that I get that right before I break something. So quick start guide, download and install the app. Okay. Plug the drone in. No. Okay, here we go. There's a little clippy thing there, which is what I saw on the side. Let's have a look at that. So I've got to lift it up and then pull it away. Makes sense. Okay, so that came off pretty easily. Nice tight fit there, which is good. And that feels pretty snug. That goes all the way around. And this part here on the bottom, just put that back on there. You got to really be careful on lining this up. Look at it. That part on the bottom just sits there and it protects those propellers. So it keeps them nice and secure, and around the top, and protects those ones as well. So like putting that back on is going to be something that just requires a little bit of patience. That on its own weighs 38 grams. So that's all right. 38 and 5. We're on 42 grams. So where's the other 5 grams? 7 grams? 249. 8 grams, 9 grams, whatever. You know the maths. Figure it out. Get a calculator. Okay, that little clip comes up, off, and away. And we're looking at 13 grams there. So I reckon once we get all of the little placky bits off here and the protective stuff, we should be looking at around about 249 grams on that one. Ooh, comes in at 249, even with all of those little bits of plastic on it. 250, all right. 249. So I'm not going to pull all of this stuff off. I'm going to leave that on there for now. The one thing that is really cool about this drone, which is why we went for the DJI Mini 4, is there's 2 cameras at the back here and 2 cameras at the front here, which help with multi-directional tracking. So if you're getting too close to something, it can calibrate and move itself out of the way. We did see someone filming a wedding when we were in Darwin, and the drone flew back into a tree. It just caught the wind a little bit and straight back into a tree and came down, and there wasn't much left of it after it hit the branch. So yeah, so I'm not going to pull all of this apart before I read the instructions. We'll get on to the rest of that a little bit later. So I'll put the cover back on. So this is the top. These 2 little eyeball bits here go over the top of that. Let's make sure that's on. I might need to. Oh, I got some sticky. I got some sticky on it. There we go. I don't want to pull that off just yet. All right. So that. Slide around nice and gently. I'm going to need to figure that out because I don't want to be trying to do that in a rush. That goes down like that. Beautiful. Just line these back up the way they were. Look at that, fingerprints on it already. So I'll come back to that in a little bit of time. Okay. Next we have the microphone. Now the thing that sold us on this is obviously it compares straight up with the drone, and it plugs into the device quite nicely. And let me just pull that back there for you so you can see it. Look at how amazing that is. Isn't that special? So let's get into this one. Again, no, do it gently. Has anyone got the first aid kit?
Fire blanket.
Fire blanket. Okay. ASMR people, are you ready? Oh, that was a quick one. Okay. Ladies, if that happens, have a chat with your man about what he should do. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that sounded a little bit too aggressive. Okay. Another pretty slick looking outfit. How do I open this? This could be childproof. Any 5-year-olds around? No, we've got... Ah, there we go. Tamper proof. Again, let's tamper with it. And then that goes that way. Perfect. Okay, just put that aside for a little bit. So again, we've got the extended warranty, which, yeah, definitely jump on that and deal with it. And actually, while I'm talking about it, with DJI, at the time that I bought this, they had a flyaway and crash insurance on it. So if the drone does happen to just, bugger off somewhere and I can't find it, then for, I think, $200 odd, I can get a replacement. If it crashes, I think for $90 I can get a replacement. So it's worth it, in my opinion, considering it only cost $180 odd for that additional protection. So we're just having a look at what's going on. Here's a little flippy boxy bit at the top. Doesn't look like it's a packing thing for decorative purposes or protection. There's a little pouch inside here. See, empty now. And inside the pouch, we do have something. We have, whoa, Jesus, I thought it was spiders. Okay. More instructions. Little thing, don't throw it away. Recycle it if you're done with it. I think that's what it says. I don't know. Yeah, more books, more paper, stuff to read. Quick start guide, there you go. Fast people. Get back to that a little bit later. I'm probably going to carry that stuff around for years. I did that with the other microphone. Okay, so it's got there's 2 compartments inside this pouch, a little divider, which looks pretty cool, and they'll tighten up nicely. So we have one cable, a spider, look at it, it's hanging on. Oh, sorry. Another USB cord. Now these are for dampening the wind as far as when your recording goes. They've both got little plug things on the back here that look like they will connect to the microphone somehow. So I'll keep these 2 little fluffy critters over there for the moment. And here we go. That's the charging port at the back, which, the USB is obviously going to be helpful for that. Don't stick crowns in there or jam sandwiches. If you stick a jam sandwich in there, you might actually go for peanut butter and jam. Cram the sandwich in there because you might be able to hear the sounds of the peanut crunching. Ready? Do it again. It's never as good the second time around. It's actually a pretty heavy little box. We have to keep that in mind too when it comes to packing the bag for flying. Jesus, that weighs more than the drone. So we'll chuck a spider on there as well. It didn't even weigh anything. Okay, half a gram each for one of those apparently. We've got our cords. So the whole microphone kit's pretty much coming in at around about 300 grams. Looking at that. 320 grams including the pouch. Okay. That's it. Okay, so this has got a really slick sort of feel to it. It's got a nice grip, sort of casey feel to it. Whoa! Look at that, flashing and lighting up already. Wow, okay. So, what do we do here? This is a little unit that I guess you'd stick on your shirt And okay, there's your little microphone port, and I'm gonna guess, based on the way that's positioned, stick a spider on there. A little bit of a turn maybe. Nah, I'll read the instructions before I break it. But it looks like that goes on there. So looks like a Beatles dropout. Yeah, 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 yeah. And bald. Kojak. So one of them. Ready to go. It's probably been listening to me the whole time I've been doing this. Can't trust technology. And then we have, oh, wow, that is a lot. So you can choose your languages on here by the look of this on the setup. We'll go through and do that a little bit later. And that's the unit that connects to the drone, from what I understand. And it looks like here we have, okay, little, like a hot shoe sort of setup, where that little USB port device should slide straight in here. So it's a pretty small groove. Just check and make sure I'm going the right way. How's that whippersnipper sound for you? Just wait until they get into an argument. That's a whole other bit of entertainment. Okay, yeah, so I'm going the right way. But yeah, you basically just slide that straight in. And geez, it's a pretty tight fit. Okay, that feels like it's all the way in. I heard the click, a little bit in the middle goes in there. So being USB-C, that would then go straight in to the port there. And you're off, you can record. So it's pretty sweet. If you're not using that on the drone, and you've got an Apple device or something else, you could probably plug this into a smartphone as well and use that to record. So there's a different connector there for all you Apple people. Good luck. And that is pretty much it. It feels like, oh, no, there's another bit. I don't know if I was supposed to pull that out or not. Ooh. It's got like a little springy arm thing. Okay, I'm not going to open that up all the way. That might be for, okay, if that's supposed to be magnetic to clip onto a lapel or something like that, I don't know if I trust it because that won't hold the weight. Don't know what that does yet. We'll have to figure it out. But this should act as a bit of a clip anyway, and that should be fine. But maybe that's just there for good looks. Who knows? So I'm going to tidy all this up and start playing with it. And I'll get back to you later and let you know just how much fun I'm having. Enjoy.